logistics and development work that needs to be done. So we're doing a lot of development projects now. We have over 755 water projects, including reverse osmosis, solar-powered units, as well as hand pumps, gravity flow systems, GUI systems, filtration units, all kinds of different systems. Because Pakistan has 7 different ecosystems, from the big, huge mountains and alpine forests, down to the plains and the desert, and the mangroves on the coast, and then the sea and desert and everything in between. All of these different ecosystems are there. Even something very rare, high cold deserts, which there's not very many of them around the world, only a few countries. Yeah. They have low deserts, but high deserts are a different story. And so there's so many ecosystems here. And the water projects have to be tailored to the needs of the community, the availability of water, the geology, everything, the population. So we're doing that. We have 2 House of Blessings for widows and orphans. One is in Pindi. All of you are welcome to visit and see how successful these kids and these mothers have been living with us. We take care of their food and their accommodations, and all of that is taken care of. But we also give them a house, a home, to live together as a family, love and opportunity, and the counseling for emotional trauma that they've had from losing their fathers and losing family members. And so our kids, alhamdulillah, have become very successful academically, so that shows that we're doing something right. We're working on the women's empowerment for the mothers to learn skills so that someday they can be independent and their children can grow up and be productive citizens rather than needing poverty, being in poverty and needing help. So these are the things we're working on with House of Blessings for Widows and Orphans. We'd love for you to see it. We also have a new one opening up in Lahore, and Punjab Police have given us a building for that place, have donated the space. We have another one in Manigala opening up, so we'll have 4 by the summer. Then we have an animal welfare program, and that has 4 animal welfare facilities. One is in Gulberg Greens, I'd love for you to see. We have one in Malir, Karachi, one in Bedia, Lahore, and one up in Skardu. And the idea behind the animal welfare is, yes, be kind and compassionate to all animals, especially the dogs and the cats, because they are domesticated. They are our responsibility because we took them in from the wild thousands of years ago, and then we've abandoned them. They're suffering, they're dirty, they're hungry, they're injured, and they make too many unwanted kittens and puppies. So we are not only rescuing them, but we are working on the humane depopulation with the trap, neuter, and vaccinate and release. So they can't have more unwanted kittens and puppies, and so the community is safe from spreading rabies to human beings. This is the way to do it, because if we shoot them and poison them, and we're responsible because we made them domesticated animals, they're not like wild boars or jackals, they are our responsibility, but they're living on our streets, and their hearts are broken because in their DNA, they want to be close to human beings. So this is a very important project for me, not just for animals, but for the children of Pakistan. I believe, because I've looked at the Holy Quran, I'm not a Hafiz of Quran, my memory is not so good. But I've looked at the Holy Quran and I've talked to Islamic scholars, and they've told me about factual elements of Holy Quran and that show that not only being kind to animals, but also in some references to dogs who guarded the cave of the companions, who are not so dirty because they are allowed to go hunt for you and fetch the prey with their mouths. So if their saliva was so dirty, we would not be able to take that and eat it. Take it home and eat it. So there's things in the Quran that show that these dogs are not as bad as what sometimes is presented. Yes, they're dirty. Yes, they're aggressive in many cases. It's because their hearts are broken and they've been mistreated by human beings for their whole lives. So, and very few people are kind and compassionate to them. So we need to put that out into society. And here's an important reason why. It's not just because it's the right thing to do. If it says in Holy Quran that you should be kind to the animals, if as the society we're not kind to the animals, then Allah may be up there saying, maybe, He may be saying, well, it may not be important to you guys, these animals, but it's extremely important to me. And I have told you this in my book that I've sent out, that it's important. So the evidence is clear to me that animals are important to Allah. And that means they should be important to us. And if we're not going to look after them, then our whole society in every sphere, even have nothing to do with animals, can be cursed and punished. And likewise, if we take care of the animals and treat them good, then we will benefit from the health of our community, rabies, all the dog bite cases, all the dogs running around barking all night long, menacing people, packing up, again like wolves, because they came from wolves. So they start acting like wolves again when they're out on the street. So these problems will literally come back to bite us. And they will, if we're not taking care of them right, blessings in other parts of our lives and our society can also be punished. And also, so if we take care of the animals, I'm sure that Allah will bless us and reduce our problems. Because once our problems get too big, they become mega problems. They start running into each other. It's not just there's a problem here and a problem here. They get big enough to where they create a mega problem. And I think that by being